Lying down is like the only activity I'm capable of today. Yo guys, what is up? I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all doing much better than I'm doing right now on this beautiful sunny morning here in Mykonos. Mykonos might be the first name that comes to your mind when thinking about holiday in Greece. This island is extremely popular. It's known for its great hotels, amazing shopping, crazy nightlife. But after traveling across Greece this summer, I can definitely tell you that Mykonos is simply not the best place if you're looking for authentic Greek experience or if it's your first time visiting Greece. This island is extremely overpriced and very touristy. Before coming here, many people, especially locals, told me that Mykonos is absolutely not worth the hype. So I was even considering skipping it, but I'm glad that I didn't, because to my surprise, I actually did end up having a lot of fun in Mykonos. Probably way too much fun. But the thing is, Mykonos is just not a place for everyone. Certain types of people will just enjoy the island more than the others. If you're not willing to pay €100 for a beach chair, yes, €100, or you don't enjoy partying, it might be not the best place for you. So in this video, I will show you my experience in Mykonos and share with you everything you should know to basically make your own decision. I am unfortunately very extremely hangover, which I thought I'll address in the beginning of this video because I don't think there's no way to hide it really. Like, I did not plan on going out yesterday. I just arrived in Mykonos at 7 p.m. My plan was certainly not to go out on my first night, but well, life had different plans for me, let me just tell you that. But to be honest, that is Mykonos for you. That's why people come to this island. People come here for luxury, good hotels, and parties. Mykonos is probably the main party island here in Greece, and also one of the main party places in Europe. The fact that Mykonos is known for its nightlife and a lot of people come here to party is definitely the first thing you should know about this island. Because obviously this might be a big turnoff for some people that are not into it. A lot of places on the island, especially Mykonos Town and the south of the island, are quite crowded and very loud at night. So if you're not into nightlife, don't stay in Mykonos Town. There's so many bars and clubs in this area open until early morning hours, and there are a lot of people on the streets all night long.
We love to party!
I spent my first full day in Mykonos just wandering around Mykonos town. I got some food. I saw the area right by the water called Little Venice and the famous windmills. And as soon as I basically stepped my foot in Mykonos, I understood the windmills. This island is extremely windy. I think it's probably the windiest place I've ever experienced. Just me enjoying Mykonos, trying not to get blown by the... Everything I vlogged that day is honestly a little useless, unfortunately. When I take my glasses off, you can see that not the freshest this morning. This morning, it's 4. I came back home at 9. I don't know how I did it, guys. I do not know. I partly because of the wind, but partly because I was so hungover that majority of the time I was just not making any sense at all. So let me rewind to the day earlier when I just arrived in Mykonos and wasn't yet drunk, and show you my first impression of the island. I just arrived in Mykonos and I decided to take a taxi to the place where I will be staying. There's only one bus every hour that goes from the new port to the old port, to the old town of Mykonos, where I will be staying tonight. So I couldn't be bothered to wait for that bus. So I just arrived in the place where I will be staying tonight. This is it right behind me. Looks pretty decent, and it is €35 per night, so very affordable for Mykonos. So I just got into the dorm where I'll be staying tonight. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. On the left we've got toilet and a shower. Should I show you? I mean, very basic. And then here we have the beds. They're also double beds, which is kind of funny. I mean, I'm not really like a hostel expert at all, so I don't know if that's I feel like that's not the norm though. So yeah, someone's staying here, and this is my bed. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I paid 35 euro for the night, which is super cheap for Mykonos. Actually, online it said 45 euro. So I'm glad I didn't book online and I saved that 10 euro. The hostel is located basically like not even a 2-minute walk from the sea. Probably like 30 seconds walk, I would say. So I did have a very different concept for this video. I wanted to show you what a cheap versus more expensive accommodation in Mykonos is like, so you could see what you can get for your money and sort of compare it. But that was before I decided to party until 9 a.m., which wasn't the greatest idea. But I ended up meeting some cool people at that hostel and had a lot of fun. So I did stay there for 2 nights. I don't really regret it. I mean, sometimes you just have to live and not only live for the vlog. But later in the video, I will show you the more expensive accommodation that I eventually moved to. My first impression of Mykonos Town is that it looks like a slightly bigger, more crowded and more touristy version of Nosat, the town where I just spent the last 4 days in Paros. There are basically way more people here and definitely more shops. There were actually a lot of shops in Nosat as well, but mostly it was boutiques selling like small local Greek brands and pretty cool clothes. I saw a lot of nice stuff in Nosat. Here, I'm not so impressed. I feel like either you go for like really cheap here or you go to Louis Vuitton, you know, it's that kind of vibe. The second thing you should know about Mykonos is that obviously the island is quite expensive, way more expensive than other Greek islands. Prices can even be not twice as much, but 3 times, 4 times as much. The island has been attracting many celebrities and in general wealthier clientele for decades now, hence the supply of high-end shops. So if you're not coming here for the 2 things that Mykonos is known for, meaning luxury or nightlife, all you want to do is just experience a Greek island, I would probably recommend you to just go somewhere else, to be honest, especially if it's your first time visiting Greece. There's so many beautiful islands in Greece that offer pretty much the same experience, meaning the, you know, white houses, blue water, beautiful beaches, and are much more budget friendly. I just wanted to go to this like local taverna kind of style restaurant, and I was told that the waiting time for the table is about half an hour, which is apparently, it is pretty normal here in general. During the season, you cannot just count on showing up and getting a table. And I'm not only talking about like fancy, well-known places. No, that was just like, you know, as I said, local taverna, Greek taverna kind of place. But I'm kind of surprised that, you know, it is Monday, 8 o'clock, end of September, and you still have to book in advance. And the final thing that you have to take into consideration if you're planning to come here is the fact that Mykonos can be very crowded. If you choose to come here, you'll have to deal with making your way through crowds and booking everything in advance. Most of the time, you cannot just show up to a place counting that they will have a free spot for you. I mean, as you could see, I was there end of September, which is out of the main season, and there are still a lot of people there. And I know that during the high season, which is July and August, sometimes you have to make reservations for the good places weeks in advance, which I personally think is a bit too much. It is my second day here in Mykonos, second or third, or who knows, at this point, who knows. I just checked out of that hostel I was staying at for the first 2 nights. I actually ended up staying there for 2 nights and not only 1 night, like as I planned, because I did end up meeting some nice people and it was cool. I mean, it was fine, but after 2 days in a hostel, I was like, okay, I need my own space now. I need a proper bed. So I checked into this place that is basically like literally in the heart of Mykonos Town. It is a very cute place, I must say. So this is what it looks like, and I paid 80 euro per day for this. It's nice. It's like, you know, very basic, white and modern looking, so I'm happy. I'm very happy to, you know, sleep in a proper bed tonight. So the best thing about this place is that you walk out and you are in the center of Mykonos. It's a really cute little street. So the plan for right now is trying to find a taxi. I was supposed to take a bus, but then I didn't make it, and there's only one bus per hour, so I'm not gonna wait. I really want to check out this place called Scorpio. It's like a super popular beach club here in Mykonos. So I'm in the taxi. The thing about Mykonos is that the island is like pretty spread out, so it does take a while to get from one place to another. I decided that I need some food before I'll go to Scorpio, so I'm gonna go to a place called Nikolas Taverna first to get some, you know, my daily dose of tzatziki. I'm probably gonna get moussaka again. That's like, I'm like the most boring person when it comes to food. I mean, I literally eat the same freaking thing every single day. But it's so good. What can you do? One breaks the business. It's so good. And this is the place we're going to. So as I predicted, I've ordered a moussaka. Yeah, I'm just so hungover. It's very hard to talk. Just having my moussaka with this freaking beautiful view. The food was really good. I definitely recommend that place. Fun fact, it was actually opened in the 60s. So it's been around for a while. And now I think I will just walk a little to see a little bit more of Mykonos. I mean, it is kind of a lame thing to do, to just come and, you know, see bars and nightclubs. But Mykonos is actually a very beautiful island. That's what I wanted to say before I got distracted again. I thought it was really necessary to mention it here, that obviously there is a reason why Mykonos became such a popular spot. It's not only about nightlife and luxury. The island is absolutely beautiful. There are a lot of great beaches. I have not explored the north of Mykonos, but I've heard that it's way more quiet and peaceful, and there are way less people there. So it might be a good option for those of you that are looking for more peaceful holiday away from the nightlife. So when I eventually got to Scorpios, it was almost the sunset time. I mean, not really, but they're getting ready for the sunset, which is the busiest time at Scorpios. And they made a big deal of me even sitting down for like a half an hour with a drink. I basically had to beg them to let me sit there for a bit. But I must say that I was definitely very impressed by Scorpios. I really liked this place. I mean, basically everything from the view to the design and the clothes that the staff was wearing, everything was amazing. So I decided to come back the next day to do a sort of a full proper beach day. So I just made it to Scorpio. It is my 4th day and my last day here in Mykonos. I survived this trip. I can barely talk. 4 days in Mykonos. That's all I can handle though. I love this. I mean, I love this island and I will definitely be back. Like this was my first, but definitely not my last trip to Mykonos. I can definitely tell you that. But it's time for me to leave. It's really time for me to leave. I think if I would stay over the weekend, I would probably not make it alive. Yet again, you cannot hear anything I'm saying because of the wind. So I was basically saying that I just ordered some food and I'm really excited to eat. And if you're wondering if Scorpios is worth the hype, then I would say yes, it definitely is worth the hype. Even though Scorpios is definitely not a cheap place, I think it's worth it. I absolutely loved it, and I think the overall experience is just really great, and I would definitely recommend it. So my food has just arrived. I got some hummus, tzatziki, and cheese, I think. The food was so good, and yeah, now I got myself a sunbed, and I'm just gonna chill here for the rest of the day because honestly, lying down is like the only activity I'm capable of today. Even though Mykonos does have a lot of downsides, I still loved my experience and I definitely want to come back one day. I think the beauty about traveling Greece is the fact that all the islands are unique in its own way, even though of course in many ways they are similar to each other, but at the same time I feel like each island offers a slightly different experience. And looking back at those couple of weeks I spent in Greece this summer, I'm so grateful for this experience. I had such a great time in Greece. Greece is just one of the most beautiful countries on earth, and I basically cannot wait to go back. And if you haven't seen my other videos from this summer in Greece, don't forget to check them out, and I hopefully see you soon.